Senator Cadell.
Thank you, Mr Anderson and crew. Sad that our national broadcaster, we're focused so much on race issues here. For regional Australia, I think ABC is a very important tool for my areas. But getting it right is important. I am going to, unfortunately, stay on that. Social media guidelines and staff. We went through that before on, I think, last estimates with some members and those reviews. I want to take you to Mr Adams, Phillip Adams' tweet on 26th of December 2022, where he labels Sir Donald Bradman a right-wing nutjob. He later went on to say that not meeting Nelson Mandela as doubling down on he was racist and white supremacist. And then when Kamahl came to the defence of Phillip Adams, he came to the defence of Don Bradman, he labelled him an honourary white in the eyes of Donald Bradman. Have you reviewed those tweets of an ABC employee and their effect in the world?
Senator, yes, we have. That was certainly unfortunate. My understanding is Mr Adams has written to Kamahl apologising for that.
Privately?
Privately, written to him apologising for that. And look, yes, we have investigated, and as I've said before, that I think any employee is entitled to confidentiality when it comes to certainly allegations by the ABC of serious misconduct. They have a right of reply, right to procedural fairness. The ABC makes a determination and that should remain confidential. But, yeah, I think that, that was disappointing to see.
I can't say it pleases me, but it pleases me. You have a process internally. That was a question. It wasn't on the own volition. Yeah. Because I think certainly over social media for the next couple of days, he was actually more aggrieved defending his position rather than any apologies that I've seen publicly.
Yeah, look, it should be noted that what I note from that is that certainly an individual, in this case Kamahl, was offended by that, but I think many other Australians were offended by that too. So,
and that's what got me. Donald Bradman signed a bat for Nelson Mandela at his request. He didn't meet with him because he was ill when he came here. There were misrepresented facts as well as that. So Donald Bradman may not be the nicest gentleman in the history of the world, according to many cricketers, but he deserves some decency and process in this. And so I'm pleased that that has gone. But has there been any apologies to Don Bradman's family?
Not that I'm aware of, Senator.
Right. Okay. This respecting privacy thing, and I get it, and I am going to go slightly over the edge here, and it's probably not proper. Last time we were asked for some disclosure under PPI, there was a claim that was upheld by the Senate and this committee, PII, not to give disclosure of salaries over a certain level. We have the history where the ABC has paid damages on behalf of a journalist prior from a social media thing. Is that correct?
Senator, I think you're referring to the lambing matter.
Yes.
Yep. With regard to costs taken by the ABC, it was a very unique and complex set of circumstances by which we've remediated what we have internally, such that we won't find ourselves in that position again.
Okay. We have another instance here respecting the privacy of the employee who hasn't said anything publicly but done something privately, although his utterances were public. Is this not a protection racket that we are running here?
No, Senator. So, look, I believe. So, when it comes to, we'll comply with the process with regard to claiming PII on the most recent claims, and it has to do with areas of confidentiality with regard to any sort of relationship that we might have with an employee that deals with their employment, which includes, potential disciplinary action. I do think it's important to maintain people's privacy. I think we've got obligations under the Privacy Act, which is why we'll work through this, certainly with our legal team, and be thinking about what we do for our employee relations team as well. I do think there is commercial harm with this. I think anyone should have right to expect when they come to the ABC that any of these matters are dealt with confidentiality, aren't aired in public. I think it prohibits us from hiring good talent into the future, and the idea that there might be a public forum by which something that otherwise considered to be confidential could be made public. We will comply with the process and get through on that. But I don't think it's a protection racket. I do think social media is a problem. We do have, under our Code of Conduct, personal use of social media guidelines. Look, we do update that from time to time. We're in the process of updating that at the moment. It is a process we go through with the board. It's an important thing to have. I think it sets expectations between the ABC and its staff about how we expect people to behave for personal use of social media. That's an important thing to have. But I think we do need to keep evolving that over time, certainly as use of social media changes, particularly with other platforms. So, but it is important that people do not bring the ABC into disrepute or undermine their ability to do the role that they have. So they're two of the measures that we've got within that code, and if we do an investigation and examination, that's what we examine, and then take action if need be.
Was there complaints received about those tweets, or was it done just at your...
I believe so, yes. No, okay. I believe there were complaints about that. I can confirm on notice how many, but yes.
Not required, that's all.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.